Good morning, boys and girls. What is going on? Just got done feeding the horses. Now I'm heading to the tractor. We are finally back in the fields. Oh, it is nice. I'm already tired though. One afternoon, I'm already tired. I'm out of tractor shape. It's amazing how that works, huh? So what we got going on? Kenny is digging at the pond. I assume he's gonna work on that again today. I, however, am actually gonna be in the fields. We got the harrow hooked up, our heavy harrow hooked up. I'm going across all of our alfalfa ground, getting that all woke up, get that alfalfa growing. It's time. It's gonna be in the upper 60s today, mid 70s tomorrow, 80s Monday, 50s Tuesday. Welcome to springtime in Colorado. Just throw out random numbers like Powerball numbers. 37, 84, 23. Whatever. But we've gotten to the point where we're out of time. Irrigation water is out of town about 20 miles away. So we've got 10 days-ish before it gets here at the rate it's going. So we need some sunshine. We need things to dry down a little bit. We've got a lot of burning to do next week. Try and get some video of that because fire's fun, let's face it. Let me restate that. Controlled fire is fun. That's always the worry, is that controlled word. But anyways, enough babbling. Let's go play in the dirt. Oh yeah. Sound like a bunch of buzzers and beeps. Let this warm up for a little bit, and I guess better see if we have anything docked before I take off. But yeah, we'll go have some fun. Here we are rolling along. 9 miles an hour, 70 foot wide. You can get a lot done with this bad boy. So whenever I've got this running, there's a few main things that I am trying to accomplish. If it was a field that was grazed, the biggest thing is to get the manure piles broke up and scattered, because that is fertilizer that is greatly beneficial. So you want it spread as evenly across the field as you possibly can. That way it can actually be used up by the field instead of atmospherically. If you don't get across it when you come in and swath it, a lot of that manure is going to go through the swather. It'll break a lot of it up, but a lot of it will end up in the windrow, end up in your bale, and you just wasted all that free fertilizer. So I want to get it spread out so as we irrigate it, it really gets incorporated into the soil. 2, want to knock off all the dead growth, get that new growth a chance to really get jumping. I cannot prove that this actually gets this hay growing sooner, but visually, to me, it seems like if you harrow a field, it greens up a whole lot faster and gets going compared to stuff you just leave alone. It could be because you don't see all the new growth through, turn the camera. It could be because you don't see all the new growth through the old growth that's dead, but I don't know. To me, it seems like it's hugely beneficial there. Thirdly, I think we're on number 3. I want to get that top little bit of dirt loose so we can float these fields off and make them nice and smooth. Normally, I would have started this, what is today, the 27th? Yeah, today's Saturday the 27th. Normally, we'd be done with this and almost done with floating. Hang on, I gotta turn. Okay, so as I was saying, normally we would be done harrowing a good week, 10 days ago, and be well into getting fields floated, if not done, because we've got a lot of hay fields already turning green. Once they turn green, you can't float them. So this year, we're just hoping to fly across these acres really quick. Luckily, with this giant machine, I can cover all of our alfalfa ground in about 3 days. Started yesterday afternoon, so hopefully sometime Monday it is done. The floats, probably all we are going to get done is floating ends, where we turn around, where the trucks cross the tracks, where the loaders run. Just get about 7-8 passes on the ends, smooth it up as much as possible. But it is what it is. I mean, I love the moisture we got. Because of the moisture, we are delayed. Because of the moisture, this is pulling a little harder. Because that's not stirring up a whole lot of dust like it should be. This tractor is whining. And because of the moisture, our alfalfa that didn't get irrigated last fall, a lot of it has already started to turn green. This one hasn't. This field actually needs tore out. This field and my other one right there. Go figure. My fields are shot. Whatever. So yeah, the third reason was so we can float. Fourth reason, there's this weed called mustard weed. Right now it'd be about that tall and trying to really get going. I want to tear it out. This is so aggressive, it tears a lot of it out. There's a couple different types of harrow. For those, if I have any followers up in, you know, the Dakotas, Montana, and even into the old Canada, you know what a heavy harrow is because it's used on straw stubble up there, from what I understand. Here, I want it to be aggressive on my hay field to tear out the weeds. The alfalfa is so deep-rooted, it's not going to tear it out unless you run it across baby alfalfa, and then you just made a really expensive mistake. A real popular other version of this is just called a drag harrow. Just simply drags across the ground, knocks off all the dead growth, gets it a little loose, but then it also doesn't tear out any weeds on its own. So that's why I really prefer this one over that one. But yeah, those are really the 4 reasons. I think there was 4 there. I don't know. However many reasons. Those are the reasons why we do this. Time to turn again. I'll check in with you guys here in a little bit. This field is a great example of the problem we're facing at the moment. It's a good problem, don't get me wrong, but it's still a problem. Look how green that's already turning. You look behind me, you really can't tell all that well where I've been, where I haven't. That's because there's enough green material out there. The harrow isn't bringing up enough loose dirt like you want to see. That green's kind of grew up just a touch. So what I am kind of fluffing up with the dirt, you can't really tell it's there. This field needs floated horribly badly. Like, I cannot express to you how rough this field is in the balers. This tractor being dualed up, front suspension, it rides pretty nice. Baler tractors are solid axle, no duals. It's a little bumpy out here, to say the least. But unfortunately, it's gonna have to be put off getting floated for another year. Oh well, things happen. But this is an example of a new hay stand, the vigor it has, plus a late irrigation on it. This thing wants to grow like crazy. Whereas I'm transitioning now into an old hay stand that did get irrigated, so it should in theory be the same, but I mean, you can tell that line right there. This field will float nice. Look at all that fresh dirt. Some of those things, it is what it is. Can't be perfect every time. I'll keep going back and forth in circles. Okay guys, hopefully you can hear me all right over the wind. So here's what I'm talking about when it comes to manure. That is one big chunk that it's not going to break down with the irrigation. That's going to let it go through the swather. You come over here, and you can see those chunks are broken up substantially. So this one, there's a little there, a little there, there. Now with irrigation, those will break down some more. That guy's still pretty big, but you can't get it all. But that's what I'm saying when I tell you you want to spread that manure out so it can break down and be used better. Get back in the tractor. So I talked about drag harrows earlier. This is what a drag is. So essentially this will unfold and lay down. So this will be running across the ground, and as you can see, it's nowhere near as aggressive as the heavy harrow is, and that's why we switched from that style to the heavy harrow, because we wanted the aggressiveness. Now, since I'm over here snooping around Colton's and Mitch's, I'm gonna go look at the pond because it's only a mile away. So let's go check that out. Since the last time we were over here, the giant hole that was kind of about right there has been filled and packed in. And then this has been cut down significantly to accommodate the way the cylinders are going to be placed in here. But Kenny's been cutting away the last 2 days over here with that tractor and scraper, trying to get this bottom into shape. We just, basically now we don't have a whole lot more we really need to cut down. We just need to get it all shaped and sloped so that everything flows to where we need. But the benefit of doing this is we're improving another part of the pond that my dad and I were both a little nervous about. Let's see if I can climb back up out of here. Oh, that didn't sound good. This west bank over here, the outside of it was really steep, and it had us a little bit nervous. So Kenny's been using the dirt and really building that out to build this up a lot better. I mean, before he couldn't even drive on this slope, and now you can tell by his tracks he's driving all the way up here. So that is out there another 7-8 feet from where it was. So you can tell, kind of looking there, that outer bank is now going to look a lot more like the inner bank, whereas it was just a really steep drop off that made us nervous. But yeah, so there's kind of a fun-filled day at Harrowin, and God, I need to slow that down. Harrowing, not heroin. Even though I'll say heroin, it's Harrowin, not that other kind. That wouldn't be a fun-filled day. Either way, fun-filled day of that. Then nice little pond recap. Hopefully we start seeing a little progress over here starting Monday. Get that big trencher over there running. And with that, talk to you guys later.